Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Denise Gary Show. It is my pleasure and honor to have Philip Haney, founding member of the Department of Homeland Security, a man who has specialized in the links between Islamic terror groups around the United States and across the world. Philip Haney, thank you for coming on the broadcast today.
I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So the president has come out with a statement just the other day saying that he and First Lady Melania Trump will be visiting India on February 24th and 25th. And he's talking about wanting to meet there with the Prime Minister Modi. He's going to be meeting with him in the capital as well as in Prime Minister Modi's home state to, quote, further strengthen the United States and India's strategic partnership. And I'd like you, as someone that's focused on that dynamic and written several articles for the Defense and Security Alert Journal with respect to U.S.-Indian relations, I'd like for you to tell the audience why this meeting in February between India and the United States, why is this such an important meeting, and how is the president going to work to strengthen the strategic relationship between the two countries?
America was one of the first countries to recognize India when it became independent in 1947. We've had a very close relationship with them ever since. But now, in modern times, with the activities of China, expansionism in that part of the world, right, with Iran expanding toward the east into the Indian subcontinent,
yes,
and Pakistan, who has fought 4 wars with India since independence in 1947. The United States and India have established a brand new alliance and a partnership in defense, in technology, in a lot of different areas of
military as well.
And they have pledged multiple billions of dollars to upgrade their technology and to help the United States by being a defense against those 3 countries and also Islamic terrorism as well.
China, Pakistan, and Iran. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. And China is expanding their military foothold in Asia. We've seen them turn multiple islands into military bases. And we know that the Silk Road from China goes through Pakistan and could certainly target India. That's a concern to the United States because we don't want to see communist aggression spread through the Indian subcontinent and further into the Middle East. Is that the thinking of the administration, Mr. Haney?
Yes, not only communist China, but also the influence of Iran. Because Iran is a gateway east and west for those multitudes of jihad soldiers that we've talked about before coming through Iran and also going east into Afghanistan. And there's a particular area down in the southeast corner geographically, and a port called the Chabahar Port, where and there's a really intense, concentrated amount of activity with Pakistan, with China, with Iran. India was involved, but since we have sanctioned Iran for the last few years, that has actually strengthened our alliance with India even more, because now, instead of buying oil from Iran, which they used to do, now they buy it from us.
Yeah, I understand they bought quite a bit of oil, not only from Iran, but from Venezuela. But now they've turned towards the United States, and we're exporting U.S. oil to India.
That's right.
Filling the void.
Which shows you the wisdom of being energy independent. We don't have to deal with that problem economically with an ally like India. We can supply the oil to them.
Right, and so that's what an important role the U.S. is playing in the world today, because it enables us to use oil as our own leverage, as leverage for influencing foreign nation states. And of course, that is so important. Point number one, influencing foreign nation states' policy. But I'm thinking too, number two, of course, it deprives Middle Eastern countries that support terrorism, like Iran and like some of the other Middle Eastern countries. It disallows them the ability to use oil as an economic weapon against the United States, as Saudi Arabia and other Muslim Middle Eastern countries have done in the past. So there's...
Yeah, that's no longer part of the equation.
Right.
Now, India does buy oil from Saudi Arabia.
A little bit, yes.
But not out of complete necessity, because remember, Saudi Arabia is allied with Pakistan.
Right.
So there was always the element of economic blackmail if India didn't submit to the demands of Pakistan, which, by the way, is another reason why President Trump is going to India, because he has made several overtures in the last few months to try to mediate the conflict between Pakistan and India, particularly in the area called Jammu and Kashmir, which is up in the north part. It's one of the hottest, most volatile areas in the entire world. And President Trump is making overtures to find a way to mediate that conflict. That's another reason, probably not necessarily publicly announced, that he's going there.
Well, you don't hear the news media in the United States talk about Kashmir and the civil war between a Muslim-dominant state like Pakistan that's basically been a supporter of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. And I say that knowingly. I want to share with the audience real quick before I hand the ball back to you. I had a student sitting in my class who was from Pakistan, and he was surprised that it took the Obama administration so long to come after Osama bin Laden, because Osama bin Laden in Pakistan attended the same mosque that the Pakistani student who sat in my class attended. So this Pakistani student and his family would see Osama bin Laden in the mosque on Friday evening, right, for prayers. And, it was interesting that for whatever reason, it took the Obama administration as long as it did, because people in Pakistan knew exactly where Osama bin Laden was, in Pakistan. So certainly Pakistan has not only provided safe haven for the killers of American citizens and military forces, but of course other individuals as well. Pakistan has supported Islamic terrorism. So that's fabulous. So the president is going to India later this month. On the 24th, he will begin his meetings with the prime minister there to basically strengthen the military and economic partnership with this country to stand as a bulwark against Chinese expansionism and Islamic jihadism. Have I summed that up?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's a perfect summary of the reason we have entered a new historic era of partnership with India, and simplified the equation quite a bit by providing them the resources that they need to keep their economy going strong. And so, yes, there's all kinds of partnerships. We also have military exercises that go on in the region. They also send their military personnel over here to do joint training exercises. They have Air Force, they have the Army, they have the Navy. So every branch of the military and the technology sector, we're upgrading. They're investing something like $150 billion over the next few years to do all this.
Okay, and in your article, ladies and gentlemen, Philip Haney, again, from the Department of Homeland Security, intelligence expert on all things regarding national security and border protection, wrote an article entitled Fluctuating Power, dealing with the relationship between the United States and India vis-a-vis or with respect to Iran, with respect to Iran and China. And you can find this on the Defense and Security Alert.org website. Again, Philippine fluctuating power, dealing with this important India, U.S., Iran relationship. Let's talk about Israel just briefly. I thought looking at Israel, and Israel too has reached out in a big way, as has India, reciprocated, reaching back out to Israel. They have really begun, I've noticed over the last few years, a more intense cooperative relationship. Modi was in Israel not too long ago, talking about Israel's pioneering research and development in terms of cleansing and purifying water. And I thought it was interesting that Israel and India also are strengthening their, it sounds like, military and economic bond. And of course, do you have any information? Are Indian soldiers, is the Indian military also doing military exercises with Israel as well?
They have a lot of joint exercises between India, the U.S., and other allies, like
including
the
Israel.
Tribe, and other long-going 10, 15-year relationships with different allies. I don't know if the Israeli army works with the Indian army, but on the other hand, we both know that the intelligence of Israeli is unsurpassed.
Yes.
And there's a lot of groups that operate that was specifically mentioned in these recent agreements between India and America that we've talked about before. Lashkar Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Haqqani Network, Tablighi Jamaat, the one I worked on, Al-Qaeda, ISIS. They know that they're operating in these areas. So it would be, obviously, wouldn't it, to everyone's best interest in the West, including Israel, to have very close intelligence alliance with India, which reminds me of something.
Okay.
Last Easter, we had the bombings in Sri Lanka, Colombo, Sri Lanka. The Indian intelligence agencies told the government of Sri Lanka that there was a threat, an imminent threat. They gave them the names of the people and the plans that they had, and the information was ignored. The point being, India has also a good intelligence operation. And so we do, Israel does, India does, and you start to get the picture of an alliance in that part of the world.
Is the United Kingdom involved is the United States bringing in the United Kingdom, or is the United Kingdom already a part of this emerging cooperation and strengthening of ties between the U.S. and India as well?
Well, they certainly ought to be, because they have historic and ethnic and cultural ties with the citizens that are naturalized in the UK that came from these areas that we've talked about, like Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, one of the last attacks that happened in the UK on the bridge, where they tackled him, remember that one?
Tackled who?
Tackled the jihad attacker.
Okay,
he
on the London
people.
Bridge.
Yes, he was from Jammu and Kashmir.
Oh.
And so he was operating on the motivation, on the incentive of connecting the jihad activities clear back in his family's homeland to a place on the London Bridge. So the point being, the UK should certainly be involved in this emerging alliance, because they have a strongly vested interest in their own national security, because they have so many citizens or naturalized people living in their country that come from this part of the world.
Excellent. Philippine, thank you so much for coming on the Denice Gary Show. We really appreciate it. I think it's so important, these articles that you continue to write on the Security and Defense and Security Alert .org website. This is an important online journal that deals with significant issues regarding U.S. national security as well as India's national security, and involves a tremendous amount of research and work on the Middle East as well, in European countries. And we just appreciate your continual contributions to this research and work to help Americans here in this country understand better how we're affected daily by events around the world. Thank you, Mr. Haney, so much. You have a blessed and wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Thank you, sir.
I want to tell
Ladies
you
and
about
gentlemen,
a place I love to go.
Let's talk
Frugatti's
about Anatase Products. Anatase Products is a wonderful corporation. It's here in Kern County, in eastern Kern County, which is the hub of the aerospace industry. And Anatase Products is a forward-leaning manufacturer. It's a distributor of hardware that's sold to all the major defense and aerospace companies here in the United States. Companies like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, United Technologies, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon General Electric, as well as to every United States ally, in particular Israel, America's most important strategic ally. Give the owner of Anatase Product a call. His name is Scott Baker. He is a former Marine Corps officer. The number is 661-822-6873. Scott Baker is the president of Anatase Products. 661-822-6873. Let Anatase Products handle all of your hardware needs and the distribution thereof, and give him a call. Let's go to our Frugatti's commercial.
I want to tell you about a place I love to go, Frugatti's Italian Restaurant. Very few locations here provide seating outside in front of a fabulous water fountain with an atmosphere that is reminiscent to me of eating outdoors in Venice. This is real Italian food by real Italians. And what makes it even more so is owner Ralph Frugoletti, who nearly a quarter century ago brought a wood fire oven from Milan, Italy to make, like his mother, fresh homemade bread and pizzas. Moreover, Frugatti's Restaurant offers you not only the very best in Southern Italian cooking, even importing the finest ingredients for authentic Italian food, including a fitness menu. After all, Ralph has represented the United States and Italy, competing in the Master Championship Games. He knows all the right food for good fitness, so check out the menu. After today's broadcast, run over to Frugatti's Italian Restaurant and Catering at 600 Coffee Road here in Bakersfield. And after a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday service, stop into Frugatti's for a great lunch. I'll see you there, and tell Mr. Ralph Frugoletti that Denice sent you. Salute. Bon appetito.
Ladies and gentlemen, and please give Carson Blacklock a call. You want to make him your real estate agent. So let me give you his number, 661-203-3544. This is a man of integrity. Really just a fabulous individual, very caring, really diligent and to do all he can to help his clients. Just a fabulous real estate agent. He works at Miramar International. Again, the number is 661-203-3544. The office is there at 3400 Callaway Drive, Suite 700, 3400 Callaway Drive, Suite 700. Ask for Carson Blacklock or just call him at 661-203-3544. You want to have the best real estate agent working in your very best interest to get you the best price. Call Carson Blacklock today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this edition of the Denice Gary Show. We appreciate you. We really need to hear from you. Please make a tax-deductible contribution to the Middle East Initiative. The Middle East Initiative is a 501c3 educational foundation. You can make a tax deduction by sending a check or money order, if you like to be anonymous, to the Middle East Initiative. Pull out that envelope, write on the envelope, P.O. Box 82162. P.O. Box 82162, Bakersfield, California, 93380. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. We'll be back with you tomorrow with a special guest, a former CIA operative, Claire Lopez. Thank you for listening.